All right, I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. The following meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-ma.gov. We'll start with public and select board information. I have one quick thing. Windmill Weekend Committee is having a volunteer appreciation celebration, I guess, at the Chapel in the Pines this Friday from 4:30 to 6, and it's open anyone who volunteered at this Windmill Weekend or who would like to volunteer at next year's Windmill Weekend. So they'll be having refreshments, and I think it'd be nice to meet the people that made it happen and maybe meet some new people that can help out next year. Anyone else have anything?
No. Thank the library for the Turnip Fest. Turn Up for Fun Fest.
Turn Up for
They
Fun.
did a great job.
The Turnip Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, Turnip Fest.
Turnip Fest. They did a great job.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was very nice.
All right, Bob, did you have anything?
I know, I'm good, thank you.
All
Just
right.
trying to keep up with you all.
All right, we'll move on.
Want me to read this?
Yes, please, Jerry.
All right,
We have a poll hearing.
poll hearing. A public hearing will be held on Monday, December 2nd, 2024 at 5:30 PM in the Earl Mountain Meeting Room at Eastham Town Hall, 2500 State Highway, and by remote participation regarding Plan Number 126-18354, dated September 21, 2023, from N-Star Electric Company doing business as Eversource Energy, who request permission to locate underground cables, conduits, manholes, including the necessary sustaining and protecting features in, under, along, and across Cable Road and NAUSET Light Beach Road, install 10-foot plus or minus of 2-2-inch conduit on Cable Road, install 20 feet plus or minus of 2-2-inch conduit on NAUSET Light Beach Road.
All right, we have Marissa from Eversource here to give us a brief overview.
Yes, thank you very much. Marissa Jackson with Eversource, the Rights and Permits Department. Thank you for having me. So what we're petitioning again this evening is the installation along Cable Road, approximately 10 feet of 2-2-inch conduit, and also along NAUSET Light Beach Road, approximately 20 feet of 2-2-inch conduit. The purpose of this construction is we're trying to mitigate, there's some erosion along the roadway, and we'd like to relocate overhead lines and to make that fix. What we'll be doing with that conduit is installing 2 primary pole boxes. That is in the location of the National Parks property. So we have petitioned and gotten all the appropriate permits from them. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to address them.
I don't have any questions, but a comment. I'm sure the people that own properties back in there are very happy to see that this is happening before the pole near the edge of the cliff goes over. So
Yeah.
Absolutely
it's nice that you're
understandable.
taking care of this. Any
Thank
questions from the board?
No?
No, thank you.
Suzanne, Bob? All right, we don't have any questions. Marissa, I don't see anyone from the public online. We have no one in the room. And so I'll close the public hearing and we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
We have to
Oh, we have
Aye.
to do roll call.
roll call.
Oh, right, sorry, yes, we do. So all in favor of this work that Eversource would like to do? We'll call the roll. Suzanne?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Jamie?
Aye.
Jerry?
Yes.
And myself, aye, 5-0. And is Kayla online? No, but we're recording, just, okay. All right, well, thank you, Marissa.
That was an easy one, Marissa.
That was easy one.
Thank you very much. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate your time.
All right, next we go to licensing. We have a long list in our packets here, and unless someone has something they'd like to call out and have a question on, I think we can do it as a slate.
I think we can do it as, I just have one point. I know we require a menu and a seating plan, and from what I've seen, two don't have that in the packet.
Two that have alcohol licenses or other?
Is this the off-premise? So Eastham Shell would be off-premise, so
Yeah,
they're,
no, it was Brickhouse and,
Yeah, Jerry, I picked up
Bosco.
on that
I
this
thought-
afternoon.
I thought Bosco had theirs in there.
I
they had
picked-
a seating plan. They
I
didn't
picked
say
up on
menu.
that this afternoon.
Oh.
We
Pardon?
added them, I picked up on that this afternoon, and on the revised packet that's on OneDrive, the menus are in that packet.
Oh, that must be why.
That's
Okay.
good. My question is answered. I'm fine. I just think everybody, if Jamie and
Exactly.
Amy, if you guys have to do it, and I should have to do the
Right.
same thing. That's
Yeah.
all. Nothing again, listen, I'd love to see a greater list, to have more businesses
Yeah,
in
yeah,
East
yeah.
Town. This
Oh,
is
there'll be
wonderful.
more. This is early in the month.
Yeah,
We'll have another round, I'm sure, next meeting. All
so
right,
you'd
so I
like
need
a
a
motion?
motion? Yes, please.
I move that we approve the licensing that's listed in the agenda for this meeting. Do you want me to name them all? or-
I don't think so.
That's listed in the
Yeah,
packet.
We do as listed in the
as
agenda.
listed.
Second,
All right, any more discussion? All right, we'll call the roll. Suzanne?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Jamie?
aye.
Jerry?
Yes,
And myself, aye. 5-0.
that was fast.
I have just a quick question, Amy.
Sure, Bob.
This could be obvious, by the end of December, does every vendor selling food and/or alcohol have to go through this process by the end of the year?
For the year-round licenses, yes. I think if they're not necessarily open in January, they probably could wait till January to do it. But they try to do it before the end of the year.
Do some of the licenses span multiple years?
No,
Okay.
no, they're only good for 1
Annual
year.
licenses, and I recall usually we do have a couple in the spring that are opening up in
Right,
April, May.
yeah,
Okay, thanks. Just to know what's coming.
yeah. All right, next, administrative matters. We have the Residential Tax Assistance Program guidelines. And I know Jamie and Bob worked on this with Rich.
Kudos to all three of you.
Yeah, I was very
mean, Rich
impressed
did
that you, well, it is 2 pages, but
It's 2 pages.
it's not,
We could
it's
put it
not
on
10.
two-sided.
There's a lot of
make it
double
one.
spacing in there, so.
Yeah,
So this is what Jamie and I, Jamie, myself, and Bob had discussed on the, originally the Eastham Community Fund, now known as the Residential Taxpayer Assistance Fund legislation that was passed. And so that legislation requires the select board to adopt regulations of how it's going to operate. And so how we kind of contemplate this being is that each year, probably in December, January timeframe, that you would approve or update these regulations for the next or upcoming program year, fiscal year. And so this would be for the first year that we have coming up, fiscal year '26. And essentially, a tax bill will go out in the fall of '25 for fiscal year '26. And, if people are uncomfortable with what they see, we have a mechanism in place by December 15th of the year to make an application to the assessing department to be evaluated for their circumstance that they'll demonstrate on an application. And at least for now, in this program year, we're thinking that a select board member and the assessor would be a little review committee,
okay.
review the hardship. There is a AGI limitation. We felt that, if you're making more than 200% of the AMI, I should say AMI limitation, more than 200% of the county AMI, that, perhaps a little planning or savings could have been set aside. So in any one particular year, that might not be a hardship, but doesn't preclude somebody perhaps in a future year going an extended hardship. So this is a little bit different, Jamie and Bob, from what we originally discussed, because Bob had given me some feedback. There was some conflicting language, and hopefully I did a better job of explaining it under Part 2, C. Bob pointed out that was a little conflicting, that we do anticipate allowing people to participate for 2 years in a row, the first year and then perhaps the second year. The way I had it written previously said you couldn't participate in more than once, so.
Ah.
So I redid this language, so 2C3 says, subsequent applications from the same applicant or property will not be considered if any of the owner's properties have received an award from the program in the 2 preceding program years. So you could have gotten 2 awards. Of course, this is the first year, so it won't be a problem. So next year, if we want to clean this language up better, we can do that again. Part of the provisions provide for that. To get a second-year award, all first-year applicants that would be otherwise approved would have to get their application approved.
Okay.
The idea being that, we understand people have hardship, but, you ought to take steps to resolve your hardship over time, and so this isn't meant to be a forever thing.
Right. And there's no limit on how much they can get?
There is,
Why do I not see that?
did I not
Thought it was
put that in there?
$500 in there or something.
Yeah, that's, it should have been 500.
No, I remember seeing that, I think, when I looked at it in Jackie's office, but
So we'll have to,
in looking through it, did I miss it? Or,
no, I think you're right. Somehow that dropped out, but that
dropped.
was our intent for this
Right.
year,
yeah,
to have a $500 award.
because, yeah, Jackie gave me a hard copy when we did agenda setting, and it was on there. But in reading it in the packet, I didn't see that.
Maybe in my updates, I might have,
Little exuberant backspace.
Would it
right.
be under the program details, Rich? That might be the place to put it back.
yeah.
Just thinking out loud.
Yep. And, to close this out, just to say that, so people get their tax bill in the fall, and so I've talked and worked with the assessing office. We can, if there's an award made in December or January of each year, we'll have that award applied against the second half, May tax bill. So you don't have to pay money just to get money back. It'll just be reduced off your tax bill, your second tax bill.
Ah, okay.
So you pay the full first half year, you pay in the fall, and then you apply, and then in May, my tax bill will be, if I get $500, will be $500 lower for the second half.
Correct.
I think this is right up my alley. This is people who need it. There's a need base here, and so I think this is great. The only is the 200% AMI, is that the right wording for what, in C1, for what the AMI is for Barnstable County?
Yeah, there's a chart, and I could have included in here, but
No, that's
I
okay.
included it
Just
last
wanted-
time when we talked about the lease for locals. It's the same chart.
Yeah.
And we like this one because when you use other charts like HUD, they never tell you 100% of AMI. They tell you 80%.
Yeah,
And you
and then
think,
you
well, I
can-
just got to add 20%, but it doesn't quite, that math doesn't quite work. This one actually has 100%, and so 200% is just simply double.
Right.
Okay.
And it's, relatively generous amounts, and it's by family size too. So if you've got hardship as a person of a 5-person household, it might be a higher income versus someone on a single household.
So when would is that something maybe if we sent out information on this with the tax bills, would we include something like that, a little chart?
Certainly could do
people?
that. Yeah, well, kind of my intention is, we will be asking as part of our budget process for funding, perhaps, just talking out loud, $50,000. So at $500 a piece, that's
1,000.
1,000,
1,000 people?
right? So,
No, that'd be 500,000.
It's 100 people, right?
100 people, 100
100
awards.
100 people,
100 people?
yeah.
Yeah,
Be 50,000.
which is a good number. It's a good
Yeah.
round, big number.
Yeah, 100 people.
I'm a
Yeah.
lawyer,
Phew.
I'm not an
I was like,
engineer.
So, yeah, we're, once this gets approved, we want to do some marketing so people understand the warrant article, but also then they can actually take advantage of it.
right,
and talking to our staff at, not necessarily the COA, because this is for 60 and under 60,
Right.
but maybe at the library or the health department, where they might have folks let Homeless Prevention Council perhaps, know, and do some outreach, so. This is a broader discussion. I would like to come back in January. I don't want to get off track for this topic, but in my mind, this is an element, even though this isn't the Eastham Community Fund, we can still create the Eastham Community Fund and have programs that operate underneath that, and this would be one of the Eastham Community Fund programs. And so we have a little bit of concept I talked to Bob and Jamie about, and we'll bring that back in next month.
Okay.
Now, how's it, does this work? If we approve this, do we have to approve it, or does the whole thing go before the town, a town meeting and a warrant, or is only the budget part go to the town?
Just the budget, just the funding of the program.
So the
The
program
individual
itself
awards
is
will
here.
be determined by the committee of whatever you, at this point, a select
Oh, the
board.
individual wards, but to approve this program, it's the
It's
select
just
board.
us, yep.
Yeah.
And we don't really want to approve it yet without funding.
You can approve it,
Language.
but one of the program details on here is it's subject to availability of funds, so
Okay.
it just won't
Right.
have money to do anything.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, didn't we have that donation from the part-time?
We've got 2,000.
We have 2,000 in there, that's two.
That's four
That's
people.
four people, yes.
Suzanne?
Get in line, you know.
Suzanne?
Hey,
I have a question, and the packet online isn't quite the one that we have in our OneDrive, but did you say that it was 60 people under 60, aged 60 and under?
60 or under, yeah.
And I'm wondering what the rationale for that one was.
Because there are
Like,
other
we have the-
programs for over 60 years old.
There are multiple programs for people that are 60 and over. The whole point of this was to target working populations.
Your
that have-
microphone.
Sorry. So there are multiple programs for 60 plus, and the purpose of doing this program was specifically to target working individuals in Eastham. So people that don't qualify for programs funded by the state because of AMI. And other than that, there's pretty much no other programs offered for folks within that age range. So this is to try to supplement that.
And
Okay.
it's written into the actual special legislation that we had passed.
Right.
Specifically, it's for age 60.
60 and under.
Okay.
So it is,
Okay,
is the
alright.
law.
All right, that's fine.
yeah, I have a question on just general communication on this. And I think, Jerry, someone mentioned that we may be putting in their tax bill information about this. Is that being
I just brought it
considered?
up as a suggestion.
Sure.
But I guess we should wait and see until we get funding, get some more funding in it for town meeting, after town meeting.
But with the, the tax bills come out in, usually August or September. So, between town meeting and then, we'll know where we stand and we can do some outreach
Yeah,
and come up
Okay,
with
got it. Makes sense.
communications plan.
okay.
All good, thank you.
All right, any other questions, comments? So I guess the only thing we need to add right now is get that $500 back in there.
So I will add under program details on the second page, probably a second bullet that says, probably under availability funds, that the maximum award for this program year will be $500.
Sounds great.
All right.
I'm also make a suggestion that you would attach this table as an attachment.
Yes.
And when you pick this document up standalone, everybody's going to want to know, do I qualify?
Right,
And
Right.
no one knows what AMI is off the top of their head, so.
and it's going to change every year, probably.
Right, which is
So-
why
Sure.
we could revisit this every year.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so I will entertain a motion to approve these guidelines for the Eastham Community Fund.
Give you,
I'll make the motion to approve the guidelines as stated for the Eastham Community Fund.
I'll second
Second.
that.
All right, any more discussion? All right, we'll call the roll. Suzanne?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes,
Jamie?
Aye.
Jerry?
Yes,
Myself, aye. 5-0.
again, thank you.
Yes, that's
Thank the
great
three
work,
of you
really.
for this.
And Rich did a ton of
This
work.
is, this is really
It's kind of been Rich's baby
Important. This
since,
is a good, this is really a great thing.
yeah.
It's 2.5
Let's hope
years
we
in the
get
making.
funding.
No.
Yeah, let's hope we get the funding.
A little persistence pays off sometimes.
That's right,
Thank you, Rich.
yeah. All right, and that's kind of it. Next is town manager's report, and town manager is not here this evening because it's her birthday.
Happy birthday, Jack.
So happy birthday, Jackie, and we'll catch up with you next time. I'm sure if she does a manager's report in the next week or so, they'll post it in that little special place online where she
Yep.
puts her manager's report. Rich, did you have anything?
Nothing further to add, no.
All right, so you know what that means. Early dinner tonight.
Did you break the record?
No, I did not break the record.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Suzanne?
Aye,
Yes.
Bob?
yes.
Jamie?
Aye.
Jerry?
Yes.
And myself, aye.